So much to get to, but let's start with this news of the day, the fact that you are partnering with Diem. We've seen the aspirations of Diem pared somewhat and abandoning the approval process in Switzerland, focusing more exclusively on the U.S. market now. Tell us about how this partnership came about, how far you are in the regulatory approval process, and what this ultimately means for business for your company.
Sure, happy to do that. So we've actually been working with Diem for the last several months, initially when they were, in fact, working on the FINMA license. And we just could not be more excited to be where we are today. We worked together with Diem and with the our various regulatory agencies that we deal with as a California state chartered bank and a member of the Federal Reserve. And you know, we've brought this to the point where we felt comfortable making the announcement. As we said in the press release, we do still have a little bit of work to do, but we've chopped a lot of wood and we're almost there.
So at Silvergate, I mean, you're one of the first banks, if not the first in the U.S. to start to work with the cryptocurrency community almost a decade ago now. Silvergate Exchange Network certainly seems to be a big focus and a big draw to your cryptocurrency clients. I assume that is what Diem is going to be operating on. What does that specifically look like? And in general, how does it speak to the growth of what has essentially, at least according to some of the reports I've seen, become something of a clearinghouse, 24/7 clearinghouse type service?
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to talk about what our customers call the SEN, which is the acronym for the Silvergate Exchange Network, which is, as you pointed out, it is a network. Importantly, it's not an exchange, but rather it's a network of exchanges where we connect the digital currency exchanges such as Coinbase and Gemini and Bitstamp, and we connect them to several hundred institutional investors who are trading Bitcoin and other digital currencies as an asset class. And I believe you're right that we were the first bank in the world to bring the legacy financial system that only operates during normal business hours, Monday through Friday, and to bring the banking system into the 24/7 digital currency market that trades around the clock, around the world. It never sleeps, and neither does the SEN. So we are the regulated on-ramp and off-ramp to move U.S. dollars into the digital currency ecosystem and then to move it back out into dollars. And it is API enabled 24/7, as I mentioned. And I think it was that technology and the duration of time that we've been working with our regulators in this industry that was really attractive to Diem. And you're absolutely right. That is what we will be doing, is using the SEN and our API capabilities to mint and burn the Diem US dollar token.
Alan, I hate to throw the Bitcoin environmental impact hot potato in your lap, but I wonder, because our viewers are hearing very disparate opinions, one, that the emissions are comparable to, say, the federal government. On the other side, this idea that over time the net impact on fossil fuel consumption is actually negative, all things considered. I mean, where do you come down on it? How do you advise a viewer to try to understand that?
Yeah, Carl, I appreciate the question, and you wouldn't be doing your job if you didn't ask. And you know, we are very aware of the concerns regarding the environmental impact, and I think you know, we focus a lot on how are our customers using the digital currencies, the various digital currencies. Obviously, Bitcoin is taking a lot of heat right now. I would point out, you know, Elon's tweet last night and the fact that he said they're no longer going to be accepting Bitcoin to buy a Tesla. However, they're not selling their Bitcoin, at least not yet. And so, you know, at the end of the day, the Diem token, which is the big news, you know, as Morgan indicated that we announced yesterday, that is a separate, it is absolutely a dollar on a blockchain, but it is a permissioned blockchain that is essentially a payment system that will enable users around the world to transact in this digital ecosystem. And, you know, the jury will ultimately judge on the Bitcoin front whether or not Bitcoin is, you know, whether the usage of energy for you know, to support and secure the Bitcoin network is an appropriate use of energy. You know, we certainly believe it is, but we're, you know, I'm as worried about the environment as anybody. I've got 5 kids and a whole bunch of grandkids, and I want to leave them, you know, with not only with a you know, a healthy planet, but also with a healthy financial system, and that's what we're trying to do at Silvergate.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.